I'm making an offer that you cannot deny.
Now we're here with Simon at Download Festival from the Heavy Metal Hairdresser.
That's it, that's
you
correct.
You are the Heavy Metal Hairdresser.
Apparently the Heavy Metal Hairdresser, I'll take that.
And so what do? You go out with bands and make them look beautiful?
Yeah, so essentially that's my job. If you see them look, I mean, I can guarantee they smell really nice, but you can't tell from being all the way up on the stage. So yeah, I'm here at Download doing haircuts, looking after all the rock stars, the press, anybody that will sit in my chair. But this year we've been invited by Download to come into the press tent to do some interviews as well, because we kind of thought when you get your hair done, you just have a chat with your hairdresser anyway, don't you? So we've had some really informal chats with some of the rock stars and it's been incredible. And then, yeah, I'm very lucky I go out on tour. It is the closest I get to being a rock star because I have no musical ability whatsoever. So I can pretend I'm a rock star, but I'm just there looking after their hair.
So how do you go from hairdresser to heavy metal hairdresser?
That is a very good question. I think utilising social media, so heavy metal hairdressing, you kind of know what you're getting with the name. But we do get invited out by some other bands as well, not just all heavy metal, but yeah, I think that kind of really helped build the brand. And then one band has recommended us, and then another band has recommended us, and it's just snowballed from there, really. And yeah, I'm literally living my dream at the minute.
Because I suppose, by definition, heavy metal, there's a lot of hair in heavy metal.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, it's synonymous, isn't it? So metal, well, music in general, but metal in the old community, the hair is really a big part of it. And especially we do a lot more of the classic bands as well. So we're not going to say the older bands, we're going to say classic. So again, big hair, lots of that 80s vibe, and that's right up my street because we want to make sure they look incredible.
Touching you, touching me, touching you, cause you're touching me. I believe in a thing called love, just as I'm tired of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now, when we look into the sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love.
And have you noticed a change then from, there's a lot more facial hair, perhaps not so much long hair? How have you noticed the sort of the trends in style for hair and facial hair that's changed?
I think, yeah, there's definitely been like a bit of a shift. So obviously there was the big frizzy hair, the big, the Motley Crue style hair and all of that. Then it's kind of gone through this, the guys are going like a lot shorter, but there's a lot more facial hair like mine, like a big giant beard, but everyone's really looking after it. That's what I found, we're getting a lot more work in beard trims, we're getting a lot more in hair care and beard care, because people realise that they need to look after it. So we've really noticed that shift in almost a bit of self-care for metalheads.
Because you notice a lot more on the high street Turkish hairdressers. So gone are the days of barber. Perhaps it's all more about people wanting to just look after their hair, look after their beards, and men as well as female.
Yeah, I think for us, being a hairdresser, sometimes people go, I want to go to a barber when they come to a hairdresser, but predominantly a lot of my clientele have been to barbers before, but what they want is the experience. So you get a nice chair, you get drinks on tap, whatever you want, you get a lovely hair wash, you get a head massage. People want to pay that little bit extra for a bit more comfort, but also someone that really cares about your hair, rather than just sit down, let me shave it, you point at a picture, you don't get that, you just get the one look that they do. I think people have really started looking after themselves a little bit more, but also spending that slightly more premium on it as well.
And I suppose you tend to think of, if you're a bloke will a barber cater for my long hair? I don't really want to go to a salon where it's predominantly women. So is there a bit of a niche there that you're filling?
Yeah, I definitely think I've cornered that niche because me having long hair myself as well, I want something that's a bit grungy and a bit cool, and I didn't want to go out with soft, floaty, feathery hair. So we've kind of created techniques that we know that we want gents to feel just as comfortable in a salon. We know it's maybe not the most comfortable when you go to the barber and it's all lads. We've kind of created that niche of getting the best of both worlds, and at the minute, touch wood, it seems to be paying off.
Whereabouts can we find you? I know you're an online presence. Where are you physically?
So we have a salon in Nottingham called Blank Space Creative, little plug there. But I also go out on the road, so I do guest spots, much like a tattooist would. So we do guest spots in London, we do guest spots in Manchester, we're looking for one in Liverpool, we're trying to do one in Dublin, just to make it more accessible. I've been really lucky that people literally travel from all over the country to get a haircut, and that is incredible, but I would like to be able to make it a little bit easier for them. So we're looking, so if you keep an eye on our social media, you'll see where we're popping up. You'll be able to book an appointment, and yeah, it's been amazing.
And where do we find out more about you?
So if you head to @HeavyMetalHairdresser on Instagram or HeavyMetalHairdresser.com, and you'll see everything there.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you.